And a very pleasant good afternoon. Welcome to Live Highlight in the Magic City and on the Highlight Channel. I'm Andrew Bleckman. Not joined by Stu Nyman today, but don't worry, folks. Stu's okay. He will be joining us later for Battle Court. Wagering is now open on today's 8-game performance. Each of today's 8 games will offer Win, Play, Show, Quinella, Exacta, and Trifecta Wagering. We have a daily double that begins before the start of Game 1. To play that daily double, pick the winners of Games 1 and 2. So, folks, where was I? Talking about the daily double, and then the pick 3. We also have 2 pick 3s. One begins in Game 2, the early pick 3. The other one in Game 6. The late pick 3 covers Games 6, 7, and 8. To cash in on those pick 3s, pick the winners of those 3 games. We also have the high-paying High 5 jackpot, which is guaranteed at $2,000 in every performance. Was paid out, I believe, handsomely this past week with the mandatory payout. For those interested in those mandatory jackpot payouts, there will be one more happening at the end of our Pelota season, at the end of November. But to play that High 5, pick the winners of Games 3 through 7. If you do so correctly, and have the only ticket that does so, that is how you will cash in on the High 5 for today. But you see up there on your screen, we do have one scratch in today's performance. Number 69, Inaki, is out of all of his scheduled appearances today. So let's run through the scratch. Full scratch of Inaki as it affects today's performance in its entirety. Don't need to do anything in the first 4 games. Games 1 through 4 are clear. Beginning in Game 5, post 4, scratch Inaki, replace him with Gosheri. Game 5, post 4, Inaki's out. Gosheri goes in with Unda in the 14. Then in Game 6, post 7, scratch Inaki, replace Inaki with Nicholas. Game 6, post 7, Inaki's out. Nicholas goes in. And finally, in Game 7, post 6, Inaki's out. Urrutia goes in. Game 7, post 6, scratch Inaki and replace him with Urrutia. 6-team in Game 7, Urrutia and Unda now. And then Game 8, no scratches. You see Inaki is the sub there, so no changes to your program. That is a complete rundown of the scratch of Inaki as it affects today's performance in its entirety. So with all that in mind, we ask you to make those wagers as early as possible within scheduled post time. Then sit back and relax post time for game number 1 coming up here in just about 6 minutes. Good luck. This would usually be the time where I bring in Stu. How was your weekend? Good? Everything good? Great. 6 minutes ago till we begin our first game. Always play this video that will explain the scoring format for all 8 of our games, which today, as every day, is Spectacular 7 scoring.
Spectacular 7 singles games are played with 8 players. Each player wears a different color jersey numbered 1 through 8 on the front. These numbers are traditionally referred to as post numbers. Post numbers are used to signify the order in which the athletes will play in a game. These numbers are also used for betting purposes. Don't be confused by the numbers on the back of our jerseys. Those are just for fun. Each game begins when the player in the post 1 red jersey serves to the player in the post 2 blue jersey. The served ball must land between the 4 and 7 lines marked on the court's side wall. If the ball lands between those lines, the serve is good and play continues until one of those 2 players wins that matchup. The player who loses the matchup exits the court and waits for his next turn at the end of the rotation. It's important to note that every game has 2 rounds. The first 7 matchups in a game make up round 1. Each matchup in round 1 is worth 1 point. Round 2 refers to all matchups that take place after the 7th and final matchup of round 1. The number of matchups in round 2 varies from game to game. And in round 2, each matchup is worth 2 points. The first player to earn 7 points wins the game.
And we're back here, folks. pulling up the chat here. Say hello to Steve, Highline, William, Matthew, Noel, David, J.R. Schumann, Jatna. Jatna posing a question here early in the day. Saying, is it easier to catch on the forehand or backhand? Also, do the right arms of players get significantly larger than their lefts? You know, Jatna, I think that's a subjective question. I think, you know, player by player, they may give you a different one. Some prefer the left side. Some maybe feel better on the right. Are you asking, to me, and this could be totally off base, and Stu's not here to correct me if I'm wrong, but I see a lot of times, and we talk about in the broadcast, how the balls that kick off the sidewall back to the player's forehands are more difficult to catch just because of the spin. If you contact the side wall, I think it's kind of easier to catch with the left side, but again, I think that would be totally subjective. But I'm just thinking about that one specific throw, kicks off the sidewall back to the player's forehand. We talk about how difficult it is all the time and how it's got a difficult spin and it doesn't want to stay in the basket. You don't hear about that a lot with left side plays. We don't have one that really sticks out. So again, if I had to pick one, I would say it's, see, if you have highlight experience, it's probably easier to catch on the left side, like for these guys. But if you're like new, starting for the first time, I think it's probably easier to catch with the right. So it's a very nuanced answer to a, you know, it's a game of nuance, as we said. But it'd be interesting to see what Stu has to say about that. And in regards to the second part of your question, you would think, but you know, I'm just looking at the guys here. Nothing noticeably different between the left and the right arms. You know, maybe a little extra strength, maybe a little bit more definition. I'm not exactly sure, but if any, I would say probably minimal. Jatna, you're welcome. Glad that I could at least do something, say something articulate to begin the day. Again, 8-game performance beginning in just about 2 minutes here. The early doubles. And then battle court tonight will be the Chargers and Fireballs, I believe. And there will be one change to that battle court. Well, I think 2 changes, actually. One, Ubi is out, so Arta will sub in one of the doubles matches, and then in the number 1 doubles match, I believe that the Chargers are going to have to forfeit that one. So check out our website, highlightworld.com, and see what's going on in battle court tonight with the Chargers and Fireballs. I was talking with Scott and JR earlier in the day, and just marveling at how close the battle court standings are at this point of the year. Just, I think, 2.5 points separating, no, 1.5 points maybe separating first from last place. Just great to see a competitive year and coming down to the wire. Mo Crank, good to have you. With that, 0 minutes on the clock. Let's begin the Highline, game number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin our first game. Today's Pelota performance, spectacular 7 scoring. Serving the red of post 1, we have the team of Jedden and Unda. Receiving the blue of post 2, Tues and Cabrera. Jedden serves, we begin. High hard backhand lobbed in the corner. Jedden calling for Unda. He makes a twisting save from the right side. Drop shot. Ooh, that one's in the pad. Point one. One first up on the board here in our first game. That'll bring the court white to post 3, Julian and El Barba. Barba, powerful backhand, stopped on the right side of Unda. Over the top into the corner, Rabote laid up by Julian. Jedden thought about it, passing to Unda. Forehand rifled inside, Julian takes it in off the side wall. Rabote's hooked, in play, Julian sets it up, shoots it up the middle, Unda picks it up on the bounce, right over Julian's head. It's tipped on the return. Point one. 2 points now for the one post. There's post 4, Benetrix and Flores. Flores moves up on the serve. Backhand dropping inside. Jen makes the catch. Benetrix backed up, winds it up. Here's the space. Unda takes off for the rebote, plays it high back inside. Cut off by Benetrix. Inside placement again. Unda picks it up. Rebote to the outside, not enough. Jedden stops it. Forehand crossing the wall. Ooh, Benetrix not going to let him. Great stop there on the inside. Outside placement of the rebote scores for Benetrix. Point 4. 4 on the board with a point. Here's post 5, Arta and Gallo. Ball missed off the side wall. Point 4. 4 with 2. Yellow shirts at post 6 and receives CRB and Ben. Ben floats one up on the numbers. That's tipped. Point 6. 6 gets on the board. Here's post 7, Ikeda and Tennessee. Tennessee sends it up. Ben ducks out of the way. CRB saves Rebote. Ikeda takes it off the sidewall, floats one back. There's Ben. Hard throw from the 10 line. Tennessee lines it up. Backhand. Picked off at the 11. Tennessee high and hard. That one clears the screen. Rebote turned on the left side of CRB. Cut off in the middle of the court. Here's Ikeda. Now Ben up at the 9 line. Sends one back. Tennessee's there. Forehand just above the pad. CRB got in there, couldn't make the catch. Point 7. 7 with a point. Here's post 8. Rounding out the first round of play, we have Lalu and Manny. Manny, backhand to the inside, stopped by Ikeda, good reach. Manny, deep in the backcourt, puts one up off the sidewall. Ikeda makes the catch on the right side, shoots a forehand, drops at Manny's feet. He looks for the rebote, makes a save. Ikeda on the hop, picks it up. 5 line, he comes over the top. Manny another rebote, this one's in play. Ikeda shoots one back. Manny steps in front of this one and scoops it right up. Ball missed. Point 7. That will do it now for the first round of playoff matchups. Worth 2 points to the end of the game. First to return, post to Juice and Cabrera. Cabrera high and hard into that corner. Tennessee reaching down, makes a nice catch, sends it back. It clears the screen. Cabrera gets there. That one dropping low. Cabrera got up to it. Low running return, scooped up off the sidewall. Ikeda picks it off, drops the backhand low. Clean miss by Juice. Now Cabrera. Robote, a long one coming out. Juice lays it up from the right side. Ikeda takes a step back, shoots it just above the pad. It's in the pad. Point 2. 2 with 2 points, post 3. Here's Julian and El Barba. Cabrera, nice Robote save, right up the middle. Julian's got to play on it. Keeps it low. Cabrera takes it right off the wall. On the backhand, this one a little higher. Cabrera looking for the Robote now. Plays it to the inside with a bounce. El Barba, beautiful control up the wall. And it scores, point 3. 3 now at 2 points. Post 1 returns, Jedin and Unda. Unda attacking with the right side, whips it off the sidewall. El Barba, great catch deep in the backcourt. Unda, there's a Karaman's blasted in, and it scores. Point 1. 4 points for the one team. Post 5 returns Arta and Gallo. Service dropping. Gallo gets up to it. Forehand drop just above the pad. Look at Unda. Moves in, makes a great catch. Safely gets the backhand off. Robote high, coming right up the middle. Gallo makes the stop. Unda crossed. Gets out of there safe. And he plays Robote. Arta up at the center line. Hard low running backhand. Robote comes shooting out. Turned over the top again. Takes Gallo to the middle of the court. He comes over the top looking for the bounce. Unda crouching down, makes a tough play. Outside placement right to Arta. Sends it high and deep. Unda missed the Robote. Point 5. 5 with 2 points. Post 4 returns. Benedictson and Flores with 2 points. To the left side, little clip. Benedictson steps back, shoots the forehand low off the sidewall. Arta, great catch. Ball missed. Point 5. 5 down with 4 points. Post 6 returns, CRB and Ben. Ben handles the serve, puts the backhand on the wall. Gallo ducks. Arta comes back to make the save. Great catch in the corner. Ben between the 10 and 12. Floats it up. Right at Gallo's feet. Arta comes back, saves the Robote. It sticks inside. Tough one for Ben. Now Gallo back at the 12 line. Sends it up. Ben backs up. Forehand. from the 12 line, dropping inside. Gallo ducks. Arta makes a save with a big bounce on the rebote. Ben comes inside, makes a play. Ben overhead, this time at the 11, puts it right on the wall. That's dropping. Gallo steps up. Now Ben reaching overhead. Beautiful control. Back to Gallo's forehand. CRB, 7 line to the inside. Gallo, nice catch again. CRB now from the 9, back inside. Gallo lines it up, sends it deep. Ben blind catch overhead. Oh, right between them. Gallo, great recovery. Sends it to CRB though from the 8. Plays it deep, wall to wall from the left side. Rebote now for Arta. Just kind of lays it up. That's really floating, and Ben's not going to get there. Six points for the 5 posts. They have a possible game point in to stop them. Post 8, Lalu and Manny. Manny on the backhand, caught by Gallo, back of the 12, sends it up. That clears the screen, barely. Rebote turned over the top by Lalu, caught right off the side wall. Low bullet, cut off. There's Arta, backhand. Powered in the corner, but Manny lines it up. Lalu, higher and harder this time. Arta's still going out, just does get out to save the rebote. Tough pickup in the corner. Manny scoops it right up. Arta, 2-wall, that opens and scores for the win. Point and game, post 5, Arta and Gallo. 1 places, 7-2, 3 and 4 will pair off and play off for 3rd place. 7 first serves the 2. What a catch there by Cabrera. Backhand 2-wall follows. Ikeda takes off, stops it on the outside. Karam return is in, and it scores. Point 7. 3 now serves the 4. The winner will play 7 for 3rd place. Rotate forehand there for Julian. Picked off on the inside. Benetrix inside placement. Barba stops it. Oh, that bounced way up. Point goes to the 3 there. So 7 now serves the 3. This is show point, 3rd place. Ball's in the pad. 7 shows. Unofficial order of finish for our first game, 5-1-7. Get the results here in just a moment. Results are now official for our first game, taking first, post 5. Arta and Gallo taking again second, post 1. Jen and Unda taking 3rd, post 7. Ikeda and Tennessee. 5-1-7 now official for game number 1. The Quinella 1-5 returns 34-60. The trifecta 5-1-7, 945-80. Up next, moving on to game number 2. Spectacular 7 singles game. Going up to 7 points. Points still doubling after all matchups in the first round of play. Look out. There is a scratch. Later today, folks. I'm sorry. There is a scratch. It's later today. Just jump the gun a bit. Begins in Game 5 with Inaki. You don't have to worry about it for Game 2, but you will have to worry about it with the high five. That's coming up beginning in Game 3. So we'll get you that scratch before Game 3, but Inaki's still out. That covers Games 5, 6, and 7. Post time, about 5 minutes away. Good luck. Yeah, I'm going to take this comment. What's so bad about Stu? You know, I'm not kidding. Every time Stu has a day off, if someone comes in and says I can leave the what's folks, come on. Stu's got great stories. He's got tremendous highlight knowledge. He taught me everything I know. And I think he's pretty interesting. We have fun, folks. And you know what? Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. We're just glad that you are watching Highlight. Seriously. It's good to have you with us. It's been a great ride. And full day today, folks. Tuesdays and Thursdays. We go all day. Noel, do I have any ideas for what the move would be? It's a good question. I'm just listening to another conversation going on, folks. I'm sorry. It's good stuff though. Kim, the comment has made the rounds. I mean, it's just funny. It's one of those things. I mean, people have said it, but I don't get it. You know. But I'm always gonna have my partner's back too. You know. And you know, if Stu didn't teach me, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be involved in this program. I love Highlight as much as I do. So, you know, it's a big part of my career here. And I hope he'd do the same for me. But hope you enjoy, Kim. And leave the volume up. I'm glad that you're doing that. But try it maybe for Stu, if it's been a while. He's on new medication. He's mentioned it. It's working. Do you have any ideas for what the plans are? Noel, you already said that. That's a good try. That's what I was trying to get back to. Smart. You know, Stu's not going to give you the answer. Maybe Andrew will. Not today. But I know that there is a move coming up. That I do know. J.R. Schumann, are there certain players you look forward to seeing play on a given day? Also, how was your weekend? Well, that's, you know, I don't think there's players that, I think it's probably easier. I love all these guys because they're skilled. I think, you know, with the talent and the quality that we have, it's probably easier to ask the opposite question. Who do you not look forward to seeing play? I mean, but I don't know. I mean, it's different. You know, you get to the top guys, it's tremendous talent and skill and speed. Then you get to some of the lower level games. Well, it's fun, it's energetic. You don't know what's going to happen. So I think there's value in everything. It may not be the same type of entertainment all the time, but, you know, what you get out of Game 2 compared to Game 6, different type of fun. And I just marvel at the skills of these late game players. And, you know, if you haven't come in and watched it live, it's really hard to get a sense of how good they are and how fast the ball is moving on TV. You can really see it here, and just watching over and over. I mean, it's amazing to watch these top level guys play and bring it day in, day out. But also, you know, you get this Game 2 and it's fun. You got the late game guys watching, cheering them on, encouraging, and, you know, you never know what you're going to see. And I love the spontaneity and the unexpectedness that comes from these earlier games. It's a lot of fun. In honor of Election Day, that was a very political answer for you, but I really do like it all. And the weekend was good. Bears almost lost. They didn't lose, so that would have been probably a little bit different. That last touchdown didn't go their way. Up, and we've lost the ball. And the ball no, maybe the ball's staying in. That may have been an early call. Judge is going to go track it down. We will begin game 2 here in a moment. Spectacular 7 scoring. 7 points. Points double after all matchups in the first round of play. Serving in the red of post 1. We have El Barba receiving the move. Post 2, it's Flores.
Game time, let's begin.
There's a serve. We begin with an underserve, point 2. 2 first up on the board. That'll bring the court white at post 3. We have Juice. Flores plays it up the middle. Juice reaching down low, makes the catch. Soft forehand. That'll score. 2 bounces and a 3rd point. Moves to Juice. Post 4 out to receive. We have Jedden. Jedden makes the catch, backhand, right along the wall. Juice dropped it, point 4. Trading points here, post 4 on the board. Black shirt to post 5, we have Ben. Ball missed along the sidewall. Point goes to the 4 there. Jedden with 2 points now. Post 6 here, CRB. Forehander Bote cut off by CRB. Juggled by CRB. Point 4. Forward 3 points. Post 7 now. Here's Ikeda. Floating one back into the corner. Ikeda turns it over the top. Jed, nice pickup along the inside. He sends it deep. No, that's a little too deep. Got the overhead screen. That's out of play. Point 7. In to receive, rounding out the first round of play. Purple at post 8. We have Tennessee. Tennessee with the backhand. In that corner, Ikeda, powerful forehander Bote. Ikeda from the 8, shoots it low. Tennessee, what a scoop there with one hand. Forehander Bote, Tennessee's got this one. Ooh, something was coming. But he dropped it. Point 7. That will do it for the first round of play. Matchups are now worth 2 points at the end of the game. First to return, post 1, El Barba. Forehand Bote turned over the top. Nice pick up there by El Barba, the backhand. That just caught a piece of the overhead screen. Point 7. 7 with 4 points. Post 2 returns. That's Flores. Bote coming right up the middle. Flores reaching low, comes over the top looking for a big bounce. Ikeda controls it as he crashes into the side wall. Flores with a scoop. 2-wall by Flores. Oh, doesn't open enough. Ikeda stops it. His return will score. Point 7. Straight points for Ikeda into a possible game point. And to stop him, post 3, Juice. Ball missed off the serve. Point in game. Post 7, Ikeda. Point a perfect game, no less. 4 places, 2 will serve to 3. This is the playoff for Show Point, 3rd place. Forehand just kind of laid up. Flores tipped it. Post 3. Juice shows 7-4-3. Official order of finish 4. Our second game. We'll get the prices in just a moment. Results are now official for game number 2. Post 7, Ikeda gets the win. Post 4, Jedden takes second. Post 3, Juice comes in third. 7-4-3, now official. The daily double, 5-7, returns 75-20. The Quinella 4-7, 22-80. The trifecta 7-4-3, 249.60, and $2 on the 7 to win. Returns 660. Up next, we've got game number 3. Marks the start of today's high 5. To play the high 5, pick the winners. Games 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. If you do so correctly, and have the only ticket that does so. That is how you will cash in on the $2,000 that is guaranteed in every performance. Look out, though, there is one scratch that will affect the high 5 today. That affects games 5, 6, and 7. Inaki is out, so we'll run through that scratch here for you in full so you can get those wagers in. Beginning in game 5, post 4, scratch Inaki, replace him with Go Sherry. Game 5, post 4, scratch Inaki, replace him with Go Sherry. Then game 6, post 7, scratch Inaki, replace him with Nicholas. Game 6, post 7, scratch Inaki, and replace him with Nicholas. And finally, game 7, post 6, scratch Inaki, replace him with Arutia. Game 7, post 6, Inaki is out, Arutia goes in. That is a complete rundown of the scratch of Inaki as it affects today's performance in its entirety. So get those wagers in for the high 5. That's coming up in just about 7 minutes.
Out to the rebote. El Barba's there. Rebote forehand by El Barba. Jed moves in. Outside placement will score. Powerful forehand. Rebote. Scoop. Here's the backhand. There's a backhand by Kubala. Tennessee is there. Scoop by Bueno. Karen by Bueno is in. Backhand by Bragley. Placement to the inside by Arta will score. Bueno midcourt on the left side. Hard throw. Rebote coming out. Splitter. Caught in the air by Bueno. Cavallo passes on the scoop. Goes for the rebote. He makes the save. Ikeda. What a catch and what a costado. Back. What a catch by Baragli on the back wall. Ben reaches up, backhand from the 11 line. Ben makes the catch. He's winding up. Splitter. Scoop by Baragli. Ikeda at the 10 line. That's a great catch. Ben's there. Rebote forehand. Ben advances, takes it in the air, 2-all, lands in and scores. Great save by Kubala from the backcourt. Kubala, rebote save just above the pad. Ikeda's there. Ikeda to the outside. Scoop by CRB. Here's the backhand. Rebote for Elbarba. To the inside. Benny's there. Elbarba for the rebote. Drop shot rebote by Elbarba.
And folks, that top 10 there takes us about a minute from the start of game number 3. And Inaki is out if you're still placing those high 5 wagers, so that begins to take effect in game 5. And Steve, you are correct about the battle court changes for tonight with Ubi out. Yeah, Arta will go in for one of the matches as a sub, and then the other one will be forfeited. But check that out at our website, highlightworld.com. We are ready to begin game number 3, Spectacular. 7 scoring, serving the red shirts post 1. We have the team of Juice and Cabrera receiving the blue of post 2, Takeda and Tennessee. To serve, we begin our third game with a backhand to the inside by Tennessee. Caught off the sidewall by Cabrera. Tennessee, backhand stays low. Juice picks it off at the 9 line. Ikeda, there's a forehand, drops it between them. Clean miss by Cabrera, but look at the Robote save on the backhand. Gets it up, but Ikeda takes a look, shoots a carom, it scores. Point 2. 2 first up on the board here in our third game. That'll bring to the court white shirts post 3, CRB and Ben. Scoop missed by Tennessee, point 3. Here's post 4 to receive Arta and Gallo. Forehand laid up, taken in by CRB. Now Gallo backed up to the 13, floats one up. Just out of reach of Ben, but he saves Robote. Arta cuts it off in the front, blasts the backhand, Ben alone. That one died, and he stays with it. Arta, inside placement, scooped up by Ben. There's a strong backhand. Takes Gallo to the outside, nice reach, makes the catch. Puts it back inside, but CRB runs under it. Now Gallo back to the 13 line. This one dropping. Ben makes the catch. Forehand. High and hard. Picked off. Here's Arta. Ben from the 11 line. Plays it low. Tries to drop it between them. Arta. Robote to the outside. Scoop by CRB. Cortada scores. Point 3. In to receive, post 5, Benetrix and Flores. Benetrix just out of the way of that serve. It's missed. Point 3. It's post 6, the yellow shirts, Julian and El Barba. El Barba takes it from the 9 line. He just powers this one wall to wall. CRB saves the Robote. El Barba sends another one deep. Robote turned up at the 7 line. Julian takes it in off the sidewall. Blasts the backhand. Low runner. Tough one for Ben. That's dropping, but he digs it out. Julian steps in front of it. 7 line. Hard to the inside. Look at that scoop by Ben. El Barba. Hard throw right up the middle. CRB makes the stop. The carom lands in. Julian stops it, shoots it just above the pad, and it scores. Point 6. Here's post 7. Lalu and Manny. That's an overserve, point 7. 7 now with a point. Here's post 8. In to receive, rounding out the first round of play, we have Jedden and Unda. Oh, that's an underserve. Point 8. That's going to do it for the first round of play. Matchups now worth 2 through the end of the game. First to return, post 1, Juice and Cabrera. Juice picks the serve, floats it back, but Unda's waiting for it inside. Karam coming at him. Oh, he scoops it right up. Unda handles off the sidewall, another Karam. Stopped again by Juice. He goes high this time to the outside. Jedden. It's a nice catch. Robote takes Unda to the outside. Full windup on this forehand. Cabrera goes to the floor, makes a diving save. Jedden attacking. Running drop shot. It's in. It scores. Point 8. Here's post 2 returning, Ikeda and Tennessee. Ikeda's got the serve. Karam scores. Point 2. 2 now with 3 points. Post 4 returns, Arta and Gallo. Gallo from the 10 line. Forehand crosses. Calls for Ikeda early. Gets back. Saves it with the left side. Gallo all the way backed up to the 13. He comes over the top. Big bounce. Ikeda cuts it off. Shoots a forehand. It's picked off overhead by Gallo. Ikeda on the rebote. This one dropping. Gallo sweeps it up off the ground. Ikeda moves in. Forehand just above the pad. Arta read it the whole way. Gets in there before the second bounce. Sends it over Tennessee's head. Ikeda in position to save the rebote. Another one. This one coming in even harder, but Tennessee lines it up. Arta wall to wall. That one cutting back inside. Ikeda just flicks it up. Arta full sprint. Not going to get there. Point 2. Great save by Ikeda. Gets his team to a possible game point. To stop him, post 5. Benetrix and Flores. Flores handles that serve. Backhand stays low. At Ikeda's feet. Tennessee's got to scoop it, and he does. Now Flores back at the 11 line. Sends it up. Tennessee backhand. Benetrix now from the 9. Sends it high. Tennessee running out of space there. Keeps it on the forehand. Floats one up. Drops it at Benetrix's feet, but he comes over the top to save the rebote. Ikeda moves in from the 7 line. High, hard one. Picked off in the air. There's Flores. Forehand dropping. Benetrix sends it back. Right in that corner. Ikeda comes out with the rebote. Scoop. Missed, and the rebote is up in the overhead screen. Point in game. Post 2. Ikeda and Tennessee. 3 will serve to 8. This is a playoff for 2nd and 3rd place. Unda makes the catch, rifles the forehand inside. Ben, great play. Pushes it along the wall. Unda back over the top. Ben, nice scoop. Backhand, launched. But Unda got back in there. Great catch overhead in the corner. And now from the 10 line. This one dropping. Unda picks it up. That's a carom. It's blasted in. TRB, Cortada. That's picked up by Unda. Tough for Bote. Ben on the move. Hooks it above the pad. Jedden picks it up. Shoots a high costado that passes. Not a lot on the rebote. Ben returns 2 walls. It's in. Jedden stops it at the net. Forehand to the inside. 3-wall play. Opens and scores. 8 places and 3 shows. 2-8-3 unofficial. Order of finish for our 3rd game. Get the prices in just a moment. Results of Game 3 are now official. Post 2, Ikeda and Tennessee win it. Post 8, Jen and Unda take 2nd. Post 3, CRB and Ben come in 3rd. The Quinella 2-8 returns $59 even. The trifecta 2-8-3, $572 even. $2 on the 2 to win returns $760. Up next, got Game 4. Spectacular 7 scoring. Another singles game. New group of players coming out in this 4th game. Game 4 will end the early pick 3. Get those will pays up in a moment, and post time coming up just about 5 minutes. Good luck. Let's take a look back at the chat here. Get those questions in, folks. If you have anything you want to know, Battlecourt, Pelota, anything, life, we can try to answer it for you here. Game 4 coming up here in just about 4 minutes. Michelle asking about Ron. That I don't, Michelle, that's a good question. That I don't know. Personally, Ron is one of my favorites. So, I'd love to see him out here. But he, there's some things going on. He's got some family commitments and a whole bunch of other stuff. We'd love to see him back here. I'm not sure. I'm not, Stu does a lot of the players and the recruiting and all that stuff. I really am just the other announcer. So where that stuff's concerned, I really don't have a lot of information, but I would be thrilled to see him. This past year, so it would have been from August of 2024 to about March or April of 2025. I lived with Ron along with Benny and Douglas, and that was great fun. And Ron and I was already close with Douglas and Benny, Matt and Benny, so I knew that was going to be good. But Ron was a wild card, didn't know how that was going to fit, and he was just great. I mean, the conversations we had, highlight life, and everything. We spent a lot of time recovery. We spent in the sauna together. I mean, hard to believe, but just a lot of time talking. I would be thrilled to have him back, but as he said, there's a lot going on with him. He's got other priorities other than highlight, but if he could get back out here, I know Ron would be the first one to take that opportunity. So hope that he's well. Great that you asked about him, Michelle. And again, I don't know about the next season, but in the future, I'd love to have him back and always welcome. And Stu always mentions, you know, the yelling and screaming at home. And, you know, when I was watching sports, Ron was always encouraging, always laughing, always doing something that it's just great to share those moments with. So if anybody, Michelle, we would love to have him back here. And yeah, highlighted the 283, not all too common, but got it in there. And how about, you know, the sub teams in the early doubles games usually fare pretty well, but man, you have Lalu and Manny, really strong team on paper, and I don't know if they won many points across those two games. Okay. That's why they play the game. It's always hard to predict with the substitutes, and usually they have a good advantage here in the early games, but not to be today. Matthew Eves talking about Undo a little earlier. I didn't mention that. You're spot on, you know. Can't help but smile when he's out there on the court, giving it his all, playing 1,000 miles an hour, throws every ball like it's last. You know, any cliche you want to use in sports, you know, Unda's just fun, man. You know, it puts a smile on your face when you're watching it. Definitely up there in only a short amount of time. 0 minutes. Let's play game 4. With that, we are ready to begin game number 4. Spectacular 7 singles game going up to 7 points. Serving the red of post 1, we have Manny. Receiving the blue of post 2, we have Julian. Manny serves. We begin game number 4. With a backhand to the inside, pulled off the sidewall nicely by Manny. Plays it deep. Bote forehand at Manny's feet. There's a nice scoop up off the sidewall. Backhand. Manny sends it deep. Rebote coming out. That's on the wall. Julian sends it up, and he picks it off. Floats it deep from the 10 line. Another rebote for Julian, kicking off the sidewall. That sneaks by and it scores. Point 2. 2 first up on the board here in our 4th game. That'll bring to the court white of post 3. We have Arta. Catch inside there by Julian. He sends it deep on the backhand. Arta tracks down the rebote but pushes Julian outside. Stays with it, goes down to the ground, lays it up. Arta, pick up at the 8, inside placement right on the wall. That scores. Point 3. Here's post 4, in to receive Echeverry. Echeverry lines it up off the sidewall, sends it deep. Arta on the rebote. It's a 2-all. It's in, and it scores. Nice shot there by Arta. Point goes to the 3 now. Brings out the black shirt of post 5. There's Benny. Rebote sent high to the inside. Benny climbs the wall and comes down with the ball. And it scores on the return. Well done, point 5 5 now with a point. Here's post 6. That's Hyro. Four-hander Bote laid up. Hyro's feet, that's a tough one. He scoops it right up at the 10 line. Catch inside, here's Benny. From the 11, he blasts it. Right into the corner, Rabote turned back over the top. Benny now from the 9. Keeps it low, Hyro picks it up. Bote left side, looking for the bounce. Hyro steps in front of it, sends it from the 7. Into the corner now, Rabote forehand for Benny. Hyro, sweeping save, right to Benny's left side. He shoots a 2-wall, it opens and scores. Nice throw there by Benny, gets his second point. Pega post 7, here's Goanaga. Goanaga, nice stop overhead. He just blasts this backhand. Benny still going up at the 6 line. Turns it. That's a little too high. That kicks up and out of play. Point 7. Here's post 8 and a receive. That's Lalu. Goanaga drops it in the corner. Lalu comes out over the top on the bounce. Goanaga picks it up. Inside placement, tipped. Point 7. 7 with 2 points. Here's post 1. Manny back to receive. Rabote forehand turn by Goanaga, coming up the middle. Manny picks it off overhead. Back to the inside. Nice reach by Goanaga. Sends it deep into that corner. Manny saves the Rabote. That one drops low. Manny sweeping save. Cut off by Goanaga. That one clipped. Manny steps back, cuts it off. A carom lands in, and it scores. Point 1. 1 now at 2 points. Supposed to returning. Julian. Serve. Point 2. 2 with 3 points. Here's post 4 returning Etcheberry. Rotate coming up the middle. Julian stops it low. It's missed on the scoop. Five points for Julian. He's got a possible game point to stop him. Post 3. Here's Arta. Great scoop there by Arta from the 9. Catch overhead, Julian. Sends it low. That's tipped. Point in game. Post 2, Julian. 5, 7, 1, and 3 will pair off and play off for second and third place. 5 first serves to 7. Bote laid up. Goenaga drops it at Benny's feet. Can't make the scoop. 0.7. 1 now serves the 3. The winner will play 7. Bote forehand, turn low by Manny. Scoop by Arta. He keeps it inside. Long run for Manny. Oh, he got assist on it, and that lands in. What an effort. Arta from the outside, the 2-wall. Wow, that opened. And it scored. 0.3. 7 serves to 3. Goenaga serving to Arta. This is for second and third place. Robote, 2-wall, not enough, but it's missed outside by Arta. So 7 places, 3 shows, 2, 7, 3 on official. Order of finish for our 4th game. Get the prices in just a moment. Results of game 4 now official. Post 2, Julian gets the win. Post 7, Goenaga takes second. Post 3, Arta comes in third. 2-7-3. It's now official for our 4th game. Vikinella 2-7 returns 44-60. The trifecta 2-7-3, 6-70-40. Pick 3, 7-2-2, 3 of 3 numbers, earns $310.40. $2 on the 2 to win, $18.40. Not bad there with the 2. Let's move on to game number 5. Feature doubles games beginning in this afternoon's performance. Up to 7 points. Again, points double after. All matchups in the first round of play. Look out, there is a scratch here in game 5. First one of the day. Inaki is out, Gosheri goes in. So game 5, post 4, scratch Inaki, and replace him with Gosheri, the 4-team, Gosheri and Unda. Post time. Coming up in about 7 minutes. Good luck. Robote forehand, backing up. Gosheri scooped it. Low runner. There's Alex. Alex, 2-wall. Wow, what a shot there.
Here's a Rotz on the backhand to the inside. Robote forehand, powerfully thrown. Costello 2-all. Lands in. Manu, one-handed grab. Here's the backhand. Beautiful catch by Manu. Gaucheri's 2-all. In and scoring, 0.7. Opportunity to talk with him and was actually in an interview with him about 3 years ago. Costado 2-all rebote. Here's a backhand by Arta. Rebote, forehand. Arta on the catch. Costado, 2-all, lands in and scores. Backhand by Aratz. Gonaga takes that on the bounce. Costado scores. Here's the backhand by Iñaki. What a catch by Julian overhead. Costado 2-all is perfect. There's the backhand by Douglas. Rebote. Forehand by Alex. Douglas advances, makes the catch. The 2-all is in and scores.
Side, backhand in the corner. Rebote again, this time to the outside, not outside enough. Iturbide fires it back in. A tough scoop made there by Nicholas. Iturbide, 2-all this time, that's perfect.
Here's a backhand by Gaucheri. Powerful forehand by Gaucheri. Arrutia for the rebote. It's a 2-all. It lands in and scores.
Folks, that top 10 brings us down a minute from the start of Game 5. Apologies, folks, just picking up some refreshments. The late double standings, went through those also with Scott earlier today. I mean, as close as could be two at this point in the season. You got 5 wins, 6 wins for our leaders, Jairo and Manu. Second, you have Gonaga and Nicholas with 5 wins. Third place, you have Arrutia Cabrera with 4 wins. And then in fourth place, you have Benetrix and Douglas with 3 wins. So pretty jam-packed, just 1 win separating all those spots there in the standings. But Jairo and Manu right in that top spot. Everyone chasing them. We are ready to begin game number 5. Spectacular 7 doubles. Serving the red post 1, we have Lalu and Arantz. Receiving in the blue of post 2, Gawanaga and Nicholas. Lalu serves. We begin game 5. With the backhand to the inside. Caught off the sidewall there by Arantz. Nicholas from the 10 sends it up. Arantz waiting there in the corner makes the catch. Goes from the 11. Arantz charging down the inside. Makes the play, then sends it deep. That's coming way out. Gawanaga tracks it down at the 6. Shoots it inside. Now Arantz has to step in front of it to save the rebote. Gawanaga shoots one, tipped. Point 2. 2 first up on the board here in our 5th game. That'll bring to the court white shirts of post 3, Alex and Julian. Point 2. 2 with 2 points. Here's post 4 in a receive. We have Gosheri and Unda. Gosheri subbing for Inaki. Unda tip ball there off the serve. Point 2. 3 straight points for the 2 team. That'll bring out the black shirts, post 5, Echeberry and Benny. Wall to wall there from the left side. Gawanaga drops it at Echeberry's feet. Benny scoops it up high on the left side. Gawanaga now from the 8. What a catch by Benny right there at the 12 line. Echeberry now alone for the rebote. Into the inside. Nicholas steps up. Hard return. Benny retreats into the corner, makes the play. Rebote got away from Echeberry and out of play. Point 2. 4 straight for the 2 teams. Post 6, Benetrix and Douglas. Douglas low runner. Nicholas, what a scoop back at the 11 line. Douglas runs around it. Hard return. Nicholas, tip ball, point 6. 6 on the board with the point. Here's post 7, Urrutia and Cabrera. Bird drops one to the inside. Douglas backing up, makes a nice scoop. Forehand rebote at Benetrix's feet. Douglas makes the stop, blasts it back. Catch in the corner. Here's Cabrera. Douglas going to keep it on the left side. Low bullet, crossing the wall. Cabrera brings it in. Cabrera again, this time from the left side. Backhand dropping. Benetrix gets up there. Urrutia steps in front of this one, cuts it off at the 9 line, drops it back. Douglas picks it up off the sidewall. Now Rutia from the 10. Douglas left side, back to the inside. Rutia gets it, sends it deep. Douglas waiting for it in the corner. What a stop there beyond the 13 line. Up the middle, now Benetrix. Good stop overhead, leaping grab by Cabrera. Quick release, Douglas gets involved. Charging down the inside, rifles the backhand. Cabrera lines it up. Cabrera, nice pickup, back at the 11 line. Floats one up. Douglas now. Tough for Bote, Rutia crashes in. Douglas makes the catch. There's a backhand coming in low. Picked off in the air. There's Cabrera. Forehand Bote ripped inside. Douglas pulls it off the wall. Backhand. Rutia waits for it up in the front court. Turns it inside. Douglas there again. Backhand. Low bullet. Picked off. Douglas rips it off the number. Sends it deep. Robote tracked down up at the 7 line to the inside. There's Benetrix. Pumps this one inside. Cabrera keeps it on the left. Makes a nice scoop. Now Douglas. Low bullet of a backhand. Picked off the wall by Cabrera. He goes high and hard. Into that corner again. Edge dropping. Benetrix turns it outside. Both pink shirts there, but Urrutia is the one that makes the save. Now Douglas picks it up overhead. That's dropping. Urrutia shoots a filo. That's too low. And the pad is bad. Tremendous point. Goes to the 6. In to receive now, rounding out the first round of play. Purple of post 8. There's Jairo and Manu. Douglas thought about it, pulled out late. Benetrix turns it just above the pad. Now Jairo from the 7 line. Blast one inside. Douglas takes it off the wall. Now Manu with the forehand. Floats one up. Benetrix lines it up at the 10. Low backhand. Scraped off the sidewall by Manu. Bote forehand dropping. Jairo goes up, makes the catch. Hard backhand just out of Douglas's reach. Benetrix can't get a lot on that. Rabote sent it up high and out of play. Point 8. First round's now complete. All matchups worth 2 points through the end of the game. First to return, post 1, Lalu and Aratz. Aratz on the backhand, dropping. Manu picks it up. The side wall. Catch into that corner. Aratz lobs it up. Manu keeps it on the left side. Rabote high by Manu. That's up and out of play. Point 1. Now post 3, Alex and Julian return. Great catch back in the corner. Aratz lobs it up. Alex from the forehand. Shoots it in from the 8, Lalu now. Rips it off the wall, back into that corner. Alex sends Rabote back. Aratz picks it up at the 10 line. Low bullet dropping. Julian ducks out of the way. Alex comes back to save the Rabote. Another one to the inside. Julian makes the catch. Forehand. Back to Lalu. Now Julian from the 12 line. Backhand comes in low. Drops between the red shirts. Lalu will save it on the back end. Alex moves out of the way. Julian from the back. Tough one. Now Lalu lays up the Rabote. Alex picks it up at the 6. High 3 wall. Takes Lalu to the outside. He's with it. Sends it up the middle powerfully, but Julian stands in and makes that catch. 2-1 from the 10. Big bounce. Oh, mistype. Still makes the catch. Drops it over the top right to Alex's forehand. Soft placement shot will score to the inside. Point 3. 3 with 2 points. Here's post 4 returning. Gosheri and Unda. Low bullet tipped. Point 4. Post 5 returns. Echeberry and Benny. Rabote forehand coming inside. Echeberry. Ooh, just dropped it. Point 4. 4 now with 4 points. Here's post 2 returning with 4 points. It's going Aga Nicholas. Catch overhead there by Unda. Powerful backhand. Pulled in by Nicholas deep in the corner. Rotate left side, turn back inside. Unda waiting for it. Hard return. Nicholas lines it up beautifully, sends it back. Unda, nice play overhead. High, hard backhand. Goanaga still going back. Lays it up. Gosheri picks it off. Shoots it. Goes Philo rather. Scoop by Goanaga. Tough. Rabote not played. Comes shooting off the wall. Point 2. The 2 team now with 6 points and a possible game point in to stop them. Post 7, Urrutia Cabrera. Back over the top. Goanaga handles in the air, shoots it inside. Cabrera, great catch in the air, not fooled at all. Urrutia shoots one inside, scooped up by Nicholas. Powerful backhand, high into that corner. Urrutia shoots a Rabote. Nicholas ducks out of the way. Goanaga turns it again. Urrutia, oh, that's a drop shot, not droppy enough. Goanaga gets it straight inside. Cabrera makes the catch. Now Nicholas has to scoop it up, puts it back inside. Urrutia runs under it, sends it deep. Goanaga alone for left side. Rabote puts it inside again. Scooped up high by Cabrera. The backhand just cleared. Rabote inside, picked up off the sidewall, and the backhand 2-wall is dropped. Point 7. 7 with 2. Post 6 returns. 2 points. Douglas still had the ball. Gets the backhand off. Now Cabrera. Inside for Benetrix. Great stop overhead, backhand to the outside, saved by Benetrix. Great pickup overhead by Cabrera, low bullet inside, Douglas ducks. Rabote's coming out, turned by Benetrix. Benetrix cuts it off, shoots it outside. Scoop by Rutia, 2-wall. Oh, does not open. Benetrix picks it off. It coming back outside, right to Cabrera. Douglas, what a fine scoop of his own. Forehand cutting inside. 3-wall play. Rutia turns Robote, 2-wall. That's too wide. 0.6. What a point. Six with 4 points. Here's post 8. Jairo and Manu. Backhand from Douglas. Takes Manu to the middle of the court. Lines it up on the right side. Shoots one back. Dropping. Benetrix gets up there. Again, this time from the 12 line. Hard throw. Tries to drop it between them. Jairo comes back to dig it out. Great scoop. Back in the corner. Manu floats it up. Takes Douglas. Here's the backhand. Ball tipped off the side wall. 0.6. 6 points for the 16. Benetrix and Douglas, they have a possible game point. Stop in post 1. Lalu and a Rotz. Players stepping out of the way of that serve, Rotz. It's a high, hard backhand. Benetrix saves Robote. Backhand 2-wall opens. Benetrix high to the inside looking for the bounce. That was tipped though by Lalu. Point and game. Post 6. Benetrix and Douglas. No playoff here. 2 places, 4 shows. 6-2-4. Unofficial order finish 4. Our 5th game. Get the prices in just a moment. Winning game 5, post 6. Benetrix and Douglas taking second. Post 2, Goenaga and Nicholas coming in third. Post 4, Goshiri and Unda. Goshiri subbing for injured Inaki. The Quinella 2-6, 25.80. The trifecta 6-2-4, 268.80. $2 on the 6 to win. Returns 10.60. Up next, we've got game number 6. Spectacular 7 singles. Beginning of the feature singles games in this performance. Best players coming out competing for top 2 prizes. Right now you have Goshiri leading the late games and Inaki not too far behind in second. Goshiri with 16 wins, Inaki at 14. Post time for that 6th game is about 5 minutes away now. Good luck. And as we finish getting these prices down, let's jump back into the chat here. Saw a couple questions. Mr. Schumann also, as I noted last week, I did receive your email with some stats. I have yet to check it out, so I apologize for that. I really was going to take a look during today's performance, and then Stu was out, so didn't get a chance to look at it today. But by Thursday, I will definitely have taken a look. So we'll get back to you on that. In regards to your question about initiatives being made to grow the sport, to to get people in at the youth level, that takes, obviously investment and resources and all that. I don't know if right now is the, if it makes the most financial sense. And the courts and the equipment and everything is expensive, so to all those costs up front to build it, to train, there's a lot that goes into it. I would love to see that. And then also, we got to have the group of kids that would be interested. There's some that play. I remember Manny's son was out here. But unless you have like some sort of connection to the sport, it's very rare that you see kids getting involved in highlight with so many other options. Much easier access to those other options as well. But, I think if they would try highlight, they would definitely like it. But hopefully see that maybe the next few years if we do get to that point, which would be awesome. And Stu's noted, too, if you go over to the Basque Country and in the Basque region, there's a ton of access, and that's why you see all these guys playing. There's so many modalities of ball and racket or basket sports. So it's just common for young kids there to pick this up as opposed to, picking up maybe a basketball or a baseball or a football as they would in America here. And then Michelle, yes, the players all have the same salary. So all base salaries for the players are the same every week. And there's prize money in every game they play, in Pelota and in Battle Court. And then also in Battle Court, there's a bonus for the team as well, based on if the team wins, loses, or draws the game day. So a couple of the ways for the players to make money. And even, we'll leave it at that. Yeah. As Stu said before, we don't get into the specifics of the salary, but all base salaries are the same. And, the prize money pretty similar, too. And Steve, right on, Steve, as you know, championships for the feature singles. You got a couple of these guys vying for those bonuses, and also the feature doubles games as well. So a lot of the guys playing here got some big bonuses coming up, and that's why you see the level pick up here in the last month. And there's been some intense points today. Let's begin. We are ready to begin game number 6. Spectacular 7 scoring. Serving right of post 1, we have Go Sherry. Receiving in the blue of post 2 is Iturbide. And Steve, right. World Super Court bonus as well. It's pretty significant. I think that was at least 5 figures, 10 or 15,000 a person for the Super Court. And that's up on our website somewhere. I'm not sure what the totals are. There's the serve. We begin game number 6. Remote forehand laid up by Iturbide. Go Sherry attacking. Couldn't scoop it though. Point 2. 2 first up on the board here. In our 6th game, that'll bring the court white at post 3, Arrutia. No question, Steve. It definitely adds up, and then, you're only playing 2 days a week if you're in Pelota, and maybe 1 or 2 days a week max if you're in Battle Court. Not the craziest time commitment either. Rebote to the inside. This one dropping, saved by Iturbide. Karam is out. Point 2. I should say for the players, that is. There's a lot of staff here that are sitting through all these games, as are Stu and I, that they watch every point. Post 4, here's Alex. Backhand by Alex. Boy, that narrowly clears the screen. Iturbide still going, crashes into the wall. Makes a save. Alex has space to the inside. He finds it, and it scores. Point 4. Here's post 5, Douglas. Yeah, exactly right, Steve. Because, with the limited opportunities and you get paid based on how you perform, you may not make enough, and this would allow other people to do other things with that time. The players. Rote. 2-wall there by Douglas. Shot for the middle of the court. That opens and scores. Well thrown, point 5. Now post 6 in to receive. We have Manu. Yes, Steve, there was a time when we used to have a tough schedule. We were playing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And a lot of those doubles, except on Sunday, that was just the solo performance. A lot of highlights, a lot of pelota back in the day. 2-wall there by Manu from the outside. It opens, but not enough. Douglas's return scores. Beats him to the inside. Point 5. 5 with 2 points. Here's post 7 in to receive. Nicholas. Tough save on their bote. That's dropping Nicholas straight to the outside. His Philo scores. Point 7. Here's post 8. Arats in to receive, rounding out the first round of play. That one drops right in the corner. Rabote saved by Nicholas. Now Rotz, inside placement. That leaves a tough scoop. Nicholas makes it high on the left side. Comes out low on the backhand. Rotz makes the catch. Hooked it up the middle, but it scores on the big bounce. Point 8. That will do it for the first round of play. All matchups were 2 through the end of the game. First to return, post 1. Go Sherry. Arats wastes no time, shoots a 2-wall. That opens and scores. Point 8. 3 points for the 8 post. Here's post 3, Arrutia returning. Kosti coming up the middle. Arrutia makes the catch. Shoots it inside. Scoop by Arats. What a catch by Arats going up the wall. Comes down with the ball. Now turned on the forehand Rabote, but that's a little too high. That's up and out of play. Point 8. Straight points for Arats into a possible game point here out of the 8 post. And the stop. Post 2, Iturbide. What a backhand that is. Arats gets out there. This is dropping. Iturbide picks it up. It's a 2-wall. That's out, though. Kicked out of play. Point and a perfect game. Post 8, Arats. 5 serves to 2. This is for second and third place. Douglas, big rebote there, coming up the middle. Iturbide stops it to the outside. That would have been cool. 2 places, 5 shows. 8-2-5 unofficial. Order finish for game number 6. Get the prices in just a moment. And the results are official. Post 8, Renats with the win in Game 6. Post 2, Iturbide taking second. Post 5, Douglas coming in third. $1 exacta, $169.50. The Quinella 2-8, $57.20. The trifecta 8-2-5, $559.20. And $2 on the 8 to win returns $20. Nice price there on Renats. Up next, we've got game number 7. Game 7, that's correct. We do have a scratch here in game 7, which also will close out the high 5 for today. Affects post 6. Inaki is out. Urrutia will go in game 7. Post 6, scratch Inaki and replace him with Urrutia. That's the final scratch of the day today. And post time, about 6 minutes. Good luck.
Another low runner. Clean miss in the front court. There's the back court. Excellent catch by Cabrera, made behind him. Ball was dropping. CRB got there before the second bounce. Oh, that took a major turn and scores. Rebote by tennis. Oh my, oh my. That was a beautifully thrown 2-wall. Rebote forehand save. Jolin attacks, has it at the 4 line. Low and hard. Ragley, tremendous second effort, keeps that point alive. Karen by Ben. Well executed and scoring. Rotate left side. Rotate forehand by Douglas. Costello 2-all, beautifully executed by Renats to score. Cabrera advances, midcourt, backhand. Robote left side, 2-all. my goodness. That scores for Arctic. Alex going to save that. Robote had the distance. Here's Gaucheri up at the 4 line, blasting it. What a scoop by Alex. Scoop by Ikeda. No. Robote by Manny. Oh my.
Robote forehand. 2-wall off the Robote. Douglas just does stop it. Douglas to the inside. What a scoop by Gaucheri.
Here's Manu from the 10 line. Robote to the inside. Manu, Robote left side, looking for that 2-all. That drops in and scores. My, oh my, what a shot.
And folks, that top 10 there will take us under a minute to the start of Game 7. Look out for that scratch. Post 6, Inaki is out. Urrutia goes in. And J.R. Schumann not asking a whole lot. Happy birthday, Mr. Schumann. Been a great fan of the sport. It's the least we can do for you. Oh, on battle? Oh, sorry. I didn't see on battle court. I legitimately don't know. But I'll ask. I don't know if we can, but happy birthday, JR. Glad you're enjoying Highline on your birthday. Thanks for spending it with us. And Michael Sortino, good to hear from you. Game 7, ready to begin. Ready to begin game number 7. Spectacular 7 scoring, serving red of post 1. Benetrix and Douglas receiving the blue of post 2. Etcheberry and Benny. There's a serve. We begin our 7th game. Robote left side. Cut off there by Benetrix. Pumps the backhand deep. Benny retreats in the corner. Comes out with a nice catch. Long Robote turned on the forehand. Benny running with it. Makes a diving save going out of the ground. Benetrix passes. Benny looking for it again. This time straight to the inside. Wow, what a pickup there between the 12 and 13. Back here's Benetrix. Robote forehand right along the wall. Douglas thought about it. Benetrix comes all the way back to the 10 line to save this Robote. Great scoop by Douglas from the 12. Back inside, right in that corner. Robote turned back over the top. Benetrix from the 8 keeps this one low. Etcheberry cuts it off. There's a 2-all. That doesn't open enough. Benetrix from the outside pumps the carom. That scores point 1. 1 first up on the board here in our 7th game. That'll bring the court wide to post 3. Iturbide and Gallo. Drop shot by Iturbide, that scores. Point 3. 3 on the board. Here's post 4. Jairo and Manu. Hunter scooped up by Gallo. Nice play deep in that corner. Now Jairo keeps it on the right side, blasts it back. Gallo goes flying into the side wall. Scoop by Jairo, backhand. Takes Gallo out of the way. Iturbide comes back. High save on the rebote. Big bounce up on the wall. That's missed. Point 3. Black shirts post 5. We have Gaucheri and Ben. Powers the backhand wall to wall. That's a tough one. Saved by Iturbide. Gaucheri moves in to wall. Ooh. With a soft touch just above the pad to score. Point 5. Here's post 6 in a receive. We have Urrutia and Unda. Urrutia subbing for Inaki. That's an underserve. Point 6. 6 with a point. Here's post 7, Goenaga and Nicholas. Nicholas back there to the 13 line, sends the backhand low. Urrutia picks it up off the ground and floats it back. Now Urrutia from the 9, backhand coming in. Ugh. Nasty bounce. That scores for the 6. And a lot of smiles. It's post 8, rounding out the first round of play, Alex and Julian. Alex thought about it, lets it pass to Julian. Keeps it low on the backhand, scooped up off the side wall. Julian on the inside, forehand, comes over the top. That's dropping, now Unda. Hard throw. Right in that corner, Alex comes out, makes the save. Urrutia overran it. Now Unda from the outside, shoots a cortada, dropping. That scores. Point 6. That'll do it for the first round of play. All matchups worth 2 points at the end of the game. First to return. Post 2, Etcheberry and Benny. Great stop by Urrutia. Goes flying into the side wall, brings it in. Now Benny, higher and harder. Unda didn't want it. Urrutia saves it on the back end. Miscommunication, but Unda bails him out with the rebote sit. 2-wall by Etcheberry. That opens. Oh, Urrutia stops it. Soft placement. Is missed. Smart shot there by Urrutia. Point goes to the 6. Straight points into a possible game point here for the 16. Trying to stop that, Benetrix and Douglas. Benetrix takes the serve, backhand. Rifled into the corner, rebote left side, turn just above the pad. Here's Benetrix getting back in there. Rifled off the side wall, caught by Unda. There's a powerful backhand 2-wall. Benetrix with the reach, pumps it inside, oh, right to Urrutia's backhand. Now Benetrix, backhand to the outside. Unda running with it. Both players there. Robote is missed. Game will continue here. Point to the one with 3 points. Here's post 4, Jairo and Manu. That one low, just above the pad. It's missed. Point 4. Post 3 returns. Here's Iturbide and Gallo. Gallo opens up with the right side, sends it over. Jairo Manu picks it up back at the 12. Iturbide pumps it low. Manu picks it up off the ground, sends it back high and hard. That's dropping. Gallo ducks out of the way. Iturbide sends Robote up. Manu now from the 10 line. Hard throw. Crossing again. Gallo watches it. Iturbide makes a save. Now Gallo again. This time puts it inside. Jairo takes it off the wall. Hard return. Gallo's right there waiting for it in the corner. Now Manu from the 12 line. That's dropping. Gallo picks it up. Forehand. High off the front wall. Drops right between them. Jairo stays with it. Turns it on the back end. Right to the costado of Iturbide. That 2-wall opens. And the throw not made. Point 3. 3 with 4 points. He's post 5. Go Sherry and Ben. Ben up the middle. Gallo takes it in on the right side. There's a catch by Gallo. Backhand. Picked off by Go Sherry. He sends this one deep. Long one. Taken in at the 6 line. Thrown wall to wall, but Ben steps in front of it. Lobs up the forehand. Iturbide handles right off the sidewall. Pumps the backhand. Comes shooting out. Turned by Go Sherry. Now Gallo. Nice backhand of his own. Coming off the middle. Go Sherry turns it powerfully. Lined up on the right side of Gallo. Comes over the top. Go Sherry stops it at the 8. Iturbide now from the 9 line. Floats one up. There's Ben handling in the corner. Bote left side looking for the big bounce. Gallo letting it pass. Elects to play the Robote. Keeps it in. Now goes Sherry running with it. Comes all the way into the backcourt. Now Ben. Stops it overhead, kicks off the sidewall, back to Iturbide. Robote, big bounce. Gallo's got this one. Comes over the top, more up the middle. Goes Sherry with the high scoop. Inside placement again. There's Gallo. Backhand. Low bullet coming into the corner. Goes Sherry, turns it powerfully. Leaves a tough scoop, but Gallo makes it. Go Sherry reaching behind him, pulls it in at the 10 line. Back to Gallo now. Comes over the top of the 13. Big bounce. No, but Go Sherry cuts it off. 3-wall play. Takes Iturbide to the outside. Knows where to be. Great control. Ooh, Ben's got to move up. He does. Reads it well. Shoots a forehand along the wall. That's peeled off by Iturbide. Robote left side, dropping it, Goes Sherry's feet. Nice pickup again, straight to the inside. One-handed effort, Iturbide stops it dead in its tracks. Now another Robote. Forehand to the outside, that's out of play. Point 3. 3 team with 6 points. They have a possible game point. And to stop them, post 7, Goenaga and Nicholas. Boy, I don't know if Iturbide and Gallo have finished in the money this year, let alone winning a doubles game. I think they're pretty... It'd take a miracle to get them out of the money here, but we'll see what happens. Could get their first win. Nice catch back there at the 13 line. Gallo floats it up. Gonaga backed up to the 10, makes the play. Iturbide, outside placement. Nicholas is the one to track it down. Oh, my goodness. But the 2-all scores for the win. Point and game. Post 3. Iturbide and Gallo. No playoff here. 6 places, 1 shows. 3-6-1. Unofficial order finish for our 7th game. Get the prices in just a moment. So the 3-6-1, safely official. Post 3, Iturbide and Gallo get the win. Post 6, Arruti and Unda take second. Post 1, Benetrix and Douglas come in third. 3-6-1, official for Game 7. You get the Quinella 3-6, 88-40, the trifecta 3-6-1, 521.80. There's the high five 22683. 2 of 5 returns 1520. $2 on the 3 to win returns 3060. One game left, game number 8. Spectacular 7 scoring. It's a singles game coming up next. Everything will conclude. Late pick 3, I think that's just about it though. Late pick 3 ends in game 8. Performance ends after game 8. We got Battle Court, don't forget about that, beginning at 5 p.m. though. Post time for game 8. It's about 5 minutes. Good luck.
Remind me of Hustle City, man. Everybody got more than one gig. I sell ice cream, rather sell a CD.
I have a security company, a beauty salon.
I've been doing music for a very long time.
I'm not your neighborhood Uber driver. I do luxury. And then I have another job. I play highlights.
We're looking to transition from dog racing to highlight. I went to the university. I said, listen, I have this crazy idea. Do you think we could send something out to all the ex-athletes for the last 20 years and say, we're looking to hire and train highlight players?
They paying us, man, and we can win big money.
Let me see what this is all about.
That's what you gotta do. Get some money.
The players taking the court are all athletes you may recognize.
Baseball, football, track and field.
If you're going to come into this sport, you got to be dedicated. You're going to be a piece of cake.
We knew going in, they're not going to be great the first day.
We'll be like the Jamaicans with the bobsled team. Game time now, man.
This is going to be the first time that my kids will be able to sit in the audience and root for their father.
Who wants it more?
This is a sacrifice I think is going to pay off in the end.
This is a dream for me.
I got to win.
Can't get drama better than this.
Highlight became the new hustle.
Let's get ready to play!
And folks, that is a trailer for the award-winning documentary about the inaugural season of play right here in Magic City that is called Magic City Hustle. Directed by Billy Corbin, the creator of Cocaine Cowboys, Screwball, The U, and much more. This film highlights the transition of these Magic City athletes from their respective careers in other sports right here to the highlight front time. You can watch Magic City Hustle directly from Google Play or iTunes, rent or buy from either platform. If you buy it for just a few dollars more, you can enjoy it as many times as you like for life. So that will take us here now about 2 minutes from the start of Game 8. Appreciate you guys today hanging out in the chat and providing some questions. Stu should be back on Thursday. Though he will be back on Thursday, barring anything unknown. And should be here for Battle Court as well, so. Ooh. So Alex almost got whacked there. Speaking of Battle Court, let's get you the matches tonight. So, scheduled for 6 doubles. However, one of those matches has been forfeited by the Chargers. So we'll run through it as the order it was written, and we'll tell you which one was forfeited. So beginning with our first match, Division 6 doubles. Joseph and Cabrera will take on Jen and Bradley. Then match 2 features one change. Lalu and Arats will take on now Iturbide and Arta. Arta subbing for Ubia in Division 2 doubles. Then Division 5 up next will be Joseph and Ikeda against Jeden and Arta. Then match 4, Division 1 doubles. That's the one that was forfeited. Aruti and Arats will get the win over Zuleika and Ubia. Match 4, again, has been forfeited. Then match 5 was Lalu and Ikeda against Iturbide and Bradley, Division 4 doubles. And then the finale will be Division 3 doubles. Aruti and Cabrera take on Zuleika and Arta. So those will be the 5 matches now tonight. Division 1 doubles has been forfeited and will be won. It's won by the Fireballs already. The Chargers had to forfeit there. So just some housekeeping. Join us 5 p.m. tonight for Battle Court between the Fireballs and Chargers. For that, Game 8. I think we're about ready to begin. We are ready to begin our 8th and final game in this afternoon's performance. Spectacular 7 scoring. Serving the red of post 1, we have Rutia. Receiving the blue of post 2 as Arats. There's a serve. Game 8 is underway with a hard backhand by Arats. Arutia turns it right off the sidewall. Arats makes the catch. That opens wide. Arutia picks it off. Karam from the outside with a soft touch scores. Well done there by Arutia. He gets the first point. That'll bring to the court the white of post 3, Manu. Who missed the serve there, point 1. 1 with 2 points. Here's post 4, Douglas. Douglas, powerful backhand, drops into the corner. Rutia sweeps it up off the ground. Douglas, there's a 2-all, a long one that opens and scores. Point 4. Post 5 at a receive. That's Goshiri. Rabote left side, dug out by Douglas. Somehow cleared. Rabote for Goshiri to the inside. Right along the wall to score, point 5. 5 with a point. Post 6, here's Nicholas. Rabote forehand by Goshiri. Right off the sidewall, Nicholas. What a 2-all that was from Nicholas. Man, that scores. Point 6. Post 7, Alex. one coming up the middle. Forehand. Gets past Alex, but he sends Robote back. Nicholas picks it up. Drops it inside Alex. Costato, 2-all, 2-score. All thrown there, 0.7. Now post 8 in to receive, rounding out the first round of play. We have Iturbide. Forehand Bote turned by Alex, scooped up by Iturbide. 2-all, that's too low. That'll do it for the first round of play. All matchups now double to the end of the game. Post 2 returns, Arats. Bote dropping Arats. Oh, that one clipped the wall. Gives it right back to Alex. His forehand to the inside will score. 0.7. 7 now with 4 points. Post 3, Manu. It's an underserve, 0.3. Post 1, here's Urrutia. Backs up Urrutia deep into that corner. Sends it up high from the left side. Robote. Manu plays it just above the pad. Urrutia moves in. Shoots one up at the 7. Picked off by Manu. Great catch up at the 9 line. Backhand. Gets by. Manu set up for the Robote. It's dropping, but Urrutia sends it inside on the return to score. 0.1. One with 4 points. Post 4 returns. That's Douglas. Backhand that was, but Urrutia turns it to the inside. Douglas, long 2-wall. That's a good one. 0.4. Douglas down with 3 points. Post 5, that's Gaucheri. Back to receive. Into the corner, Douglas on the Robote, sends it up the middle. Gaucheri, 2-wall. Oh, not enough. Douglas tracks it down, keeps it inside. Oh, but Gaucheri scoops it right up. Gave him a play. Gaucheri, nice foot speed, makes the catch inside. Placement will score. 0.5. 5 now with 3 points. Here's post 6 returning, Nicholas. Robote forehand, Gaucheri. Caught by Nicholas inside. Placement, look at Gaucheri. Just stops it on one hand. 2-wall, just too low. Caught the top of the pad. Point goes to the 5 there. So Gaucheri down with 5 points. He has a possible game point. Stop him, post 8. Iturbide. Hard one coming up the middle. Go Sherry. Turns it inside. Long run for Iturbide. Gets there up the wall. Catch in the middle of the court. Iturbide. I'll hook this one up the middle. Gives Go Sherry a play on it. His inside placement is scooped with one hand. The 2-wall. That's too wide. Point and game. Post 5. Go Sherry. 7 serves to 1. This is a playoff for second and third place. Rutia. Straight to the inside. That's missed. 1 places, 7 shows. 5-1-7. Unofficial for our 8th and final game. Get the prices in just a moment. $5-1-7 now official for our 8th game. Post 5 goes Sherry, gets the win. Post 1, Arutia takes second. And post 7, Alex comes in third. 5-1-7 now official. Just waiting on the prices. There they are, folks. The Quinella 1-5. That returns $23.60. The trifecta 5-1-7, $2.25 even. $2 on the 5 to win returns $3.20. And the $1 pick 3, 8-3-5, 3-3, $404.80. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will do it for this edition of Live Highlight in the Magic City and on the Highlight channel. We're glad you chose to join us today and invite you to join us again on Thursday. We'll be back with more Pelota action. In the meantime, check out Battle Court beginning at 5 p.m. today, as it says on your screen. We'll see you then, folks. Have a good hour.